No, I forgot to do small trees. I blame you. I asked chat to remind me. Oh, well, this whole series, I guess, is just going to be big trees. That's all right. It's not that big of a deal for the viewing experience. It just hides a little bit and annoys me a bit. You're doing well, though. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do XXL trees. That'd be a pretty funny mod, too. Mega trees. All righty. Game number 4. Series point here between Tato's team and Ganji's team. Ganji's team with that 1-win advantage at the moment here in Rage Forest, hosted by William. Thank you so much, TK Gamer, for the Prime Gaming. Much appreciated. Grab that bow tie. Looking mighty dapper. You can set it in the default game. You're right. Let me just quickly look. Can't you? I could have sworn you could. Although I'm not seeing it. Does anyone know where it is? Oh, right. This is still the old patch. Yeah, thank you very much, Ashley. Yeah. You are right. In the new patch, you can, but this is being played on the old patch. Haha. Okay, so that's why we can't do it, and that's why we had to do it on the mods menu at the beginning. But there we go. Back into it, everybody. As we mentioned, it is series point, and let's go ahead and start on this side of the map because we're already seeing some laming action. It's going to be Chaos to win once again in the orange. Here playing as the Japanese on the flank. For Tato's team, is immediately pulling in his second board, even though he hadn't even started the first, because his opponent on the flank in the blue, FedEx, playing as the Mayans, has already come forward to lame. He's gotten rid of all the deers, laming the berries now. Was thinking about laming one of those boars, wasn't able to get it done. Now, as has been, I guess, the theme of this entire series between Chaos to win and his opponents, a massive opening in the map between the two of them. So they're going to be fighting over this the entire time. There's some extra boars for both players as well, kind of hidden off to the middle and the sides. There is a pond, though, behind FedEx. So something for us to keep in mind is that the Mayans player has that pond available to them, could decide to give it over to their pocket. Now, that said, if we move to the pocket, it's going to be Ganji here in the green, playing as the Saracens. He has a pond as well for himself. Has already come forward to wall the center of the map too, which I really love. But with that pond, is going to get a nice fish boom. Will then likely leave this pond over here to FedEx. So double ponds on this side for Ganji's team. Now the pocket behind Chaos to win in the pink is going to be Tatoh. He's playing as the Ethiopians. He has a pond for himself already out with a dock. Also has some extra boars over here to possibly take. So we could see a sweet boom and some sick Castle Age timings out of Tatoh. Now, if we flip to the other side of the map and take a look at that flank matchup, in the red here for Tato's team is going to be LB10, subbed back in for more in game number 4. Did play the first game of the series. Now, he's playing Malay. Malay have a lot of options to them because of those quick up times, right? So they could go for some really nasty early aggression, but can also just use those faster up times to get Vil advantages and outboom opponents. Going for some conservative walls here is LB10, which I don't mind. Small choke point here. Now only has to worry about this left-hand side as well, but would be conceding a lot of space to his opponent. So might even try and get forward for some deeper walls, control the stone and the gold. We'll have to see. He's Xing it now, so that's what he wants to wall. He wants to wall here. But, of course, Rapard is going to catch that with his scout. I think he did just now. The question is, did he see it? Yep, he's rerouting his scout as we speak. Over here as well, LB10 just going to move to match the walls that Sleepy Swede was able to get up nice and early through the center of the map. Now, his opponent on the flank is going to be Rapard in the gray. He's been sporting the gray the whole series long. He's playing as the Chinese. Obviously, a more difficult start, starting with more villagers, no food, going for a barracks. So is probably looking to contest these walls. Knows his opponent is going for them. Will likely send villagers militia and or man-at-arms forward and look for some towers possibly. But he wants to keep these walls open. Now, their flanks behind them, Sleepy Swede in the Cyan, playing as the Slavs. He has had some stellar games. Some absolutely stellar games. Phenomenal at booming. No pawn to play with, though, this time around, but does have that farming bonus from the Slavs. Actually, no extra boars either. So he's not really getting any added benefit, it looks like, to his boom. But nonetheless, I'm sure he'll be able to achieve a lot. For Nili, the final player to talk about here in the yellow, the opposite pocket, he's playing as the Magyars. He does have a pawn. So each pocket has a pawn here for Tato's team, whereas it's split a little differently on the other side. But he's playing as the Magyars. He gets those early bonus attack bonuses. So maybe when he sees his opponent take the kind of pressure that he's about to receive with the archers, might even decide to produce some scouts here in the feudal age and help his ally out. We'll have to see, because it's double archery range production now here from Rapard. That's very scary. Yo, Joseph Bearer, Jozao Bearer. Thank you so much for the Prime Gaming. Much appreciated. Hi, Debbie. How you doing? Good evening. Look at this. Stone walls behind. This is a good move here from LB10, but he's got to get him up. He's got to get him up. Okay, he gets the final click and the house behind it just in case. Clicking here. We still have open walls on this side, but I think the walls will complete well before the archers get there. And so stone walls for safety, that's pretty big. Might need to stone wall here in the center as well. In the meantime, Tato's getting his castle age buildings, or his feudal age buildings up to go to castle. Nili's doing the same, but it is going to be scouts, or it's going to be rather stable plus blacksmith, which I like. And I would even consider producing a few scouts once I click castle. Let's get over here so we can see the resources. Yeah, Nili's got enough to click. Okay, I would expect to see some scouts queued at this point, just for safety, to be honest. But maybe he has faith in these stone walls and wants to save it for night production later in the game. Back over on this side, the laming, quite effective. Removed this entire main gold. Removed the majority of these berries here. So FedEx will feel pretty good about his start. He had to go for really conservative walls, though, as a response to all of that. Like, he achieved a lot going forward, but Chaos to Win is still going to get his stone walls up and a little bit more space. Look how little space FedEx has to deal with, or work with, rather. But he does have the pond. He does have the pond, and that's going to create an imbalance on this side of the map. Over here, archers don't achieve much, and there are archers in response. So I think LB10 dealt really well with that early pressure. I think he dealt really well with that. This is interesting walling. So this scares me here for Ganji's team. Rapard going for, again, very conservative walls. Look, all of his stones and 2 of his golds are outside of his walls. Could have just walled here and here. Honestly, could have walled here and here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, obviously, it is incredibly safe. But the extent of your team's map now, right, is this. It's 1/3. Because FedEx, his walls only extend this far, and Rapard's walls only extend this far. So you're only controlling this much of the map. That's really scary. If it starts to snowball out of control, you just have no space to retreat to. So, either way, it's not like Tato's team is necessarily pushing at the moment. And in fact, it is Ganji's team that's looking to pressure Chaos's walls. Second archery range going up on this side. We've got armor coming in. Loom finally coming in for Nili now as he puts a second TC up. So let's check TC numbers. It's already 4 TCs here for Tatoh, plus the fish boom. Sleepy Swede is going to 4 TCs as we speak, but none of them are up just yet. No extra TCs Oh, Ganji just hit castle, so let's look for those placements. Maybe here, yeah, here, and here. Where's your third TC going? You got plenty of wood for it. There it is, over on this side. So stone and wood. But it's going to be a nice little eco lead, I think, for Tato's team for the time being. Right? You've already got 4 TCs working away over here. Second dock coming up for Tatoh. Third TC now on the way for Nilly. And we're just matching a 4th TC now over here. There's the stone walls we wanted. There's the stone walls we wanted. Right there. All right, we've bought all this space back. Like to see it. Now the question is, how do the flanks adjust, right? Do the flanks still feel like they can create any pressure? Deal any damage? Or when do they transition to booms? And also, how does this pond affect this side of the map? Because Chaos to Win is gonna gradually fall behind his opponent, right? Take a look up here. You got 36 eco units. For Chaos to Win, you've got 41 already on this side for FedEx. FedEx is on the way to the Castle Age, and Chaos to Win just clicked. We've also got Rapard on the way to the Castle Age. LB10 just clicked. Now, LB10 is the melee, as we said earlier, right? So he's actually going to beat them all, except for FedEx, to the Castle Age. And he is at least sitting on 40 villagers. Still behind his opponent, though, at the end of all of that. So the flanks have advantages on Ganji's team. The pockets have advantages on Tato's team. We'll see how that bears out in the end. Can't get over how fast these guys play. Yeah, I mean, the speed at which they play, and then the fact that they can do that game over game over game. We're now in the 4th game, and these guys don't lose steam. Their endurance is incredible. Castle Age just reached here for our Mayans player. He wasn't on stone, so he wasn't. And then, why did I see 10? Or there are 10 on gold. Okay, yeah. I was like, what? So second TC here for the Mayans player. Plus University for ballistics. So 2 TCs. He can support that because of the extra fishing ships. And that just might be the advantage they need over Chaos to win this game. Watchtower now coming up as well. And that means he doesn't have stone to drop another TC. Crossbow in first. And let's not ignore the fact that at some point, Rapard brought all of his archers over to this side of the map. So they're 3v1ing Chaos to Win at the moment. Knights, crossbows, archers. Over here, second TC now being dropped for LB10. So he's going to have a TC advantage over his flank. FedEx has a TC advantage over his flank. 4th TC coming up here for Ganji as well in the back. This is terrifying. This is terrifying. That's going to be 5 villagers lost. 5 villagers lost. The crossbows are coming over to respond. Maybe only 2 villagers lost then at that. We do have the hill, but the villagers do escape. Nice 2 vill snipes, though. And this is the player that already has a vill deficit, right? Loses another 2 villagers underneath that turret. Tower. Sorry. League of Legends. 3rd TC now coming up for LB10. So transitioning into full boom here. 2nd TC coming up for Rapard along with the Siege Workshop, though. So he's going to keep the pressure rolling. This Mangonel coming forward. Is there a hole? Gate and then just deleted walls, I guess. Over here, we're house walling along the wood lines, which I love. 3rd TC now for the Mayans. Chaos to Win, man. He is in such a difficult spot. This is my fear right now for Tato's team. It's just that he's going to be the branch that breaks. Yo, what's up, Ryu? How you doing? Look at vill counts, though, Tatoh. 124 eco units. 26 fishing ships on 4 docks. 101 villagers and 10 more in the queue. That is an astronomical boom. He's just outpacing everybody by a light year at this point. Nilly, though, doing well. 86 eco units for himself. It's 100 over here for Ganji, the highest on his team. And a lot of that is due to his own fish boom. No farms out on the map just yet. That's the major difference. Is Tato's food eco is gross. He's got 48 on food and 1,000 in the bank. Ganji's got 21 on food and none in the bank. So Imperial Age is in, just like that. With Wheelbarrow behind it, finally coming in on 108 villagers. Love to see it. All right, but LB10 now has some pressure to deal with because he transitioned into 3 TCs. His opponent went 2 TCs. He's got more crossbows on the field. Mangonel coming back to deal with those crossbows as they try and batter through the walls. It is Saracen crossbows, so they deal a lot of damage. Any archers on the team, actually, because it's a team bonus, right, for Saracens. Do plenty of damage to buildings. FedEx keeping his numbers up. And Ganji has a couple knights over on this side to help him out. Chaos to win. Such a difficult spot. Has to keep garrisoning into this tower as best he can. Hasn't been able to take these berries. Hasn't been able to take this main gold. So he has to protect this section of the map with his life currently. Great mangonel shot over here that we missed. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, Tatoh, though. On his way to the Imperial Age, bringing in all of his upgrades. It's going to be Pikeman, Halberdier, with full upgrades by the time he reaches the Imperial Age in another minute. Nilly also on the way to Imp. Both pockets on the side of Ganji's team on the way to Imp. Take a look at the vill counts. 30 villagers here for Chaos to win. Opposite 82 eco units for his flank opponent. That's a 50 eco unit lead. This is such a difficult position to be in. Other side, it is 67, right? For LB10, 67 to the 49 of Rapard, but that's not nearly the difference. So Tato's going to have to over-index a ton on this side to help his teammate out. Those are good picks on those knights. Just whittling down the meat shield numbers. And they control no man's land. We're going to refer to this area here as no man's land. And right now, it's Tato's land. Two villager castle on this side from Sleepy Swede. He's just slowly booming up as well, up to 120 eco units. He's also producing pikes, which will become halbs. All right, 3 mangonel pressure. Now onagers. This is getting pretty scary. Onager halb crossbow. Soon there's going to be trebs behind all of this. There's some more onagers. But there's a castle coming up. Siege onager already. Look at that. He's already been able to click siege onager. That is nuts. We've got Cavalier coming in here for Nilly. More armor upgrades as well for the infantry coinage. Just to make sure that the market usage is that much easier. Castle coming up in defense here for Ganji. He is in the Imperial Age, and he's getting Onager himself, but that's behind Siege Onager on the other side. Imperial Age, though, coming in for the Mayans player. And that could be the thing that breaks Tato's team, is when these become Arbalest. Arbalest versus Crossbow. Arbalest dealing with Halberdier and things like that. It's going to become that much easier for them. Ganji has Saracens. What's his play, though? All it is right now is mangonels, and he's not producing any other military. He's got to get more military buildings up. Are you going to go camels? Are you trying to go Mamelukes? Like, what's the play? Because Cavalier are now here on this side in support from Nilly. Over on the left-hand side, a couple Cavalier are through here. Paladins on the way. Got Torsen engines for the Ethiopian player. These siege onagers are going to absolutely Shrek kids at this point. Arbalest versus SO is going to be terrifying. That's going to be difficult to navigate. But you're hoping that your onagers, right, can be the response to the siege onager. So it's more about Arbalest against the Halberdiers and the Cav. And hey, you get some good splits, right? But Torsen engine, Ethiopian siege onagers are so terrifying to deal with. And do we have ballistics on this side? We do have ballistics at the very least. What are our numbers here? We got 38 crossbows. Over on this side, no progress has really been made. It's a great castle position to prevent too much from happening. We got a random Cavalier in the back, though, looking for eco damage. And just like that, Halberdiers are through the middle. Just like that, Halberdiers are through the middle. Sleepy Swede, he's going to take this game on his own if he has anything to say about it. It's just halbs and onagers, halbs and onagers. But that's enough to wreak havoc on an eco if left unchecked. Over here, though, FedEx is just falling to pieces. Falling to pieces. He did hit the Imperial Age, but he can't afford any of the upgrades he wants. Chemistry came through, but that's that. All of these villages are soon to be dead. To Cav, yes, the walls came up. Those are cheeky walls. Now Paladins. All the production buildings going down. And look, what did we talk about earlier? How little space FedEx had. How little space he had. He's got no space. He's on a mass exodus right now with villagers. All the way to the back here. But that whole space issue we talked about at the beginning of this series, or at the beginning of this map, that's coming into play now. So it's all up to Sleepy Swede. Can he create enough of a distraction here through the center that he pulls the attention of his opponents and buys his team some space and some time to boom into it? You got Imperial Age coming in over here for Rapard. He'll beat Chaos to win to the Imperial Age at the very least. So maybe could be a difference maker in the long run. More of an exodus from the villagers. This pond going to be conceded at that. And bombard cannons can move forward, threaten this castle. And I don't think Sleepy Swede is getting enough done here. Right? It's only halbs. It's no siege. 2 castles came up. And now there's military being produced in response. Yes, we have 2-handed swordsmen coming in. So that could be scary in the long run. If you get Slav champions rolling and things like that. Arbalest, though, get ejected. This castle's about to go down in no time. Mameluke production really halted at that point. Back down to 1 castle, trying to produce a second one. More castles coming up for Tatoh in the center. And we have enough crossbows here at the very least to deal with the infantry that Sleepy Swede is sending through. So then the question becomes, all right, Rapard, you got to get back into this game. You got to put pressure. We've got 1 trebuchet kind of working away and fortified walls coming up, but there's no military for Rapard at the moment. No military, and his team continues to lose ground here on the right-hand side. Once again, zooming out. Look at this. You've got about 25% of the map, maybe a third of the map for Ganji's team to work with. Siege Onager coming in. So that's something. That's something. It'll match Siege Onager for Siege Onager, but Torsen engines much better still for the Ethiopians, and this is getting pushed back in the middle. Sleepy Swede is getting pushed back. He's got Capram coming in. Now he's got Champion on the way. Rapard's still not a part of this game. And you've got FedEx desperately trying to get back into it. Only 44 villagers. Great cut here by Tato's team. Paladins can roll through. And look at that. Now they have a direct line to the back of the ecos. Tato's boom in this game was just way too strong. Way too strong. Way too fast. I think it's going to spell disaster here for Ganji's team. I think we might be going to a game 5, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's still a decent push here in the center of the map. But he's going to continue to run into castles. And capped rams I don't think are going to be enough. There are arbalists finally on the field here from the Malay player in LB10. And these bombard cannons, these 5 bombard cannons, continue to deal damage to the castles. The repairs are coming through at the moment. But they can't sustain that forever. And it's 4 Mamelukes. 4 Mamelukes. You have 150 villagers, and you've got 4 Mamelukes on the field. It's not enough here for Ganji. He's got no other military. It's just a bunch of siege workshops. He needed some cav. They needed some way to remove this siege from the field. Tato's going to keep creeping forward with castles. Chaos to Win has had all this time to catch back up. Look at him now boom to 100 vils. So remember, when he was 50 vils behind his opponent, now he's 60 vils ahead. Tatoh bought his team so much space, but the push continues here in the middle. Now Siege Ram. Siege Ram is scary. Siege Ram plus Champion here for Sleepy Swede. And what's the response? We don't have enough units on the field yet for Tato's team to deal with this, so we're stalling out a bit here on the right-hand side. We've lost a bunch of our bombard cannons. And in the middle, Sleepy Swede might get it done. All of a sudden, LB10. He's panicked. He's panic building castles. The siege rams continue to roll forward. Okay, we've got some Magyar Hussar. We've got some Paladins trying to deal with that siege. And they're doing an okay job at that. Nilly's got idle. Vills, he's got to sort out. This castle will make it up at the very end, but this is going to be dangerous for any trade, right? Because we've broken through the center of the map. It's going to be difficult to trade. Same thing is true on the other side, of course, although the market is going up right as I say that. So if they can hold this position and begin trade, then maybe Ganji's team has a way back into this one. Military lead in terms of numbers. Behind when it comes to the villagers still, though. And a lot of that is a result of the fact that FedEx is just playing catch-up now to Chaos to win. Now, Chaos to win, he has great villagers, no military, though. So when those become military, you know, when he finally starts producing, that might be enough to bring this one back. We've stalled out in the middle of the map here. Sleepy Swede has to remass some of that siege and get more units onto the field. Look at this. What is this? That is ugly. Does he mean to build that many markets right there? Because he built markets here. What's going on, Ganji? We're also building markets here. Am I crazy? Game audio is stuttering. Good to know. How about now? Like, what is going on? Market's there. Market's there. Market's there. Did I fix the audio? It's just still weird. Let me know. But we're pushing back. We're pushing back. We got Trebs. We got Siege Onagers. We got Bombards. We got Arbalests. Paladin's now trying to come forward to clean some of this up. But the castle went down. Seems better. Okay. And now it's keeps. Japanese. Yasama Towers. Keeps. Chaos to win, just putting up a line of keeps here. Now back over to the other side. Let's check in on Sleepy Swede's progress. More siege rams. Look at all the towers being built, though, by Chaos to win. So he's going to go for structural defense for the time being. It just continues to be Halb champion siege ram. Halb champion siege ram, and these bombard cannons going to go down. A little bit of miss micro there, unfortunately. So Sleepy Swede, man, keeping his team in the game right now. And this has given Rapard the opportunity to bring all of his units to the other side. So now we've got 3 players on the right-hand side fighting for Ganji's team. And then on the other side, it's just Sleepy Swede, man. He's just throwing everything at the wall to see if it sticks. Starting to put pressure onto these castles. This eco's looking real nasty for LB10 all of a sudden, and the trade is going to be under threat very, very soon. Rapard's finally in the game. The Chaos to win is finally in the game. Treadmill Crane to make sure that these towers come up even easier. And these keeps are going to be hard to deal with. It's only the bombard cannons that can make that happen. And they've got to walk into a pretty dangerous position to get sniped by bombard cannons from Tatoh. So again, I come back to Sleepy Swede's push. And can he actually get anything done with it? He's been stuck at this point of the map for quite some time. Needs more siege rams. It's one siege ram trickling in at a time with just a few halberdiers in tow. More castles coming up, though, from Ganji. What's Ganji's play? Ganji's basically in the siege mode at the moment. He's trying to get trade out onto the field. That way he can produce more units. But he's got 140. He's got 184 units and only 9 military. Okay, I think he just deleted a bunch because he dropped down to 172. So that's good because he needs to get more military onto the field. Actually, he's replacing it, though, all with trade cards. Yeah, this is all pre-patch. So the new patch doesn't apply, but Ganji's overboomed, and he's even building more villagers. He's completely overboomed, and he's got no military. This could come back to bite them, because they're losing ground again on the right-hand side. Now, Sleepy Swede is still getting some things done here on the left. Nilly's trying to help out LB10, though. And we're relegated to skirmishers and Magyar Hussar. But that might be enough to hold off the pressure of just one player. And because Ganji doesn't have any military produced, he's not achieving much on this side. Great walls, though. Great walls to prevent the Paladins from Nilly to get in. Now these Arbalists can clean them up. We did have a hole, though, unfortunately, after I called out the good walling. But because there's no micro here, I think most of those are going to get cleaned up. The towers continue to roll forward. Just on this section of the map, we got 15 towers, man. This is nuts. Japanese towers are so good. These keeps have crazy range. They fire so many arrows. Look at these numbers shred. Well, okay, the siege onagers are going to kill them faster than the towers can, but the keeps would have made quick work of those. Regardless, Sleepy Sweet is making progress. Sleepy Sweet is making progress. It is slow, but it is steady. Slow, but steady. Look how many more keeps are over here. 9 keeps over here now for Chaos to win, and that's going to make it harder for him to push because the Halberdiers can't stand up to the keeps, but more buildings go down. We need more siege rams rolling forward, though. That's the thing that's holding him back at the moment, is he doesn't have siege rams to continue pushing forward. Back over to this side. The push continues here for Tato's team. They're threatening the trade very soon. Bombard cannons are now sitting under the safety of keeps and can start to hit the castles. Rapard's got plenty of halberdiers over here, but there is no military from Ganji. I cannot say this enough. It's elite cannon galleons in the pond. Great. But you've got no military to support that. And unfortunately, I think this is going to spell disaster for Ganji's team ultimately. They're going to lose this right-hand side of the map. They're putting up a great defense currently, but they don't have a way to push underneath these towers. And Sleepy Sweet is losing ground now on this side. He's losing ground on this side. He doesn't have the trade units either, so he doesn't have the gold anymore. You take a look here. He's got 20 on gold currently, but everyone's running low on gold, and he's not going to be able to produce siege rams for much longer. Still some good harassment. Oh, the walls were broken on this side, and that's disaster for the trade as well. I think Tato's team is going to bring us here to a Game 5, friends. This is a great match. This is a fantastic game. For me, this might be game of the series. It's been really cool to see the adjustments by both teams to kind of push 2 different points of the map. Ganji's team putting all their hopes onto Sleepy Swede and what he could get done in the middle of the map. Unfortunately, I don't think it was enough, and they're losing too much on this side of the map. Tato's boom was sick. Bought Chaos to win enough time to boom back into the game himself. And now the Japanese keeps. We got 22 keeps on one screen. 22 keeps. Even if Ganji's team stabilized at this point and started to push back, can you imagine? Can you imagine how long it would take to push through all of those keeps in the end? Love this castle position here from LB10. Removing the trade route that Ganji's team had available to them, and now pushing in with the Arbalest at that. Running directly under a castle, but who cares? Let's snipe some trade. The Paladins are in as well. I think we'll soon see the GG call here. More castles under threat on this side. The bombard cannons are working away. The siege onagers are protecting those bombard cannons, and it's just Halberdier and Arbalest on the other side. Ganji never found anything to produce. Now he's down to 136 on the economy front, which is what we wanted to see earlier, but he's still got no military. He's playing for, I like that, he's playing for keeps. 25 keeps now. How many keeps until the GG is called? How many keeps? Can we get to 30? Oh, we dropped to 24. We dropped to 24. One of them was deleted. Or maybe killed by a bombard cannon at the very least. It's got to be a GG call soon. I can't imagine that they have much fight left in them. We've even lost the center of the map at this point. And so while that was working in their favor earlier, Ganji's team is now going to have to call the GG. There it is. We're going to Game 5, friends. We're going to Game 5. Yeah, super impressive boom out of Tatoh. Super impressive boom. He was light years ahead of everybody. 4 docks, 4 TCs. Made it up to like 150 vills, goes imp. He was able to click Onager immediately, and then immediately click Siege Onager. From one tech into the next. He had a great mass. And then it was just bombard cannons. He bought so much time for Chaos to win. Chaos to win was in such... It was 24 keeps in the end on this side of the map. Let's see how many he had on this side of the map. Only 13. Only 13. Or actually, let's just scroll all the way out. Let's make sure that we've captured them all. Yeah. It's going to be 38 keeps in total on the map here for Chaos to win. But he was completely out of the game, man. He was crushed. Remember, they had crossbows in. They had crossbows. They had knights. They had archers as well. They were 3v1ing him on this side, killing villagers left and right. He was down to 30 villagers at one point. He was 50 behind FedEx in villagers. And then he was able to boom back into it and get that structural advantage for his team. Silver Scrapes, damn right, cue it up.